Hi, and welcome to the National New Teacher Support Podcast, brought to you by New Teacher University, and I'm your host, Dr. Terry Ross. New teachers, I'm so excited again that we are into season 2. This is season 2, episode 3, and I am excited that I have a veteran award-winning educator with us today, Miss Sandra Conway. She's from her company, The World of Learning. I'm excited to have Ms. Conway with us today because today she's going to talk to us about the teacher wellness check-in. Before teachers start the school year, what are some things that they need to do? And that's what Ms. Conway will be talking to us today. But first of all, I want Ms. Conway to introduce herself to us and let us know, how did she get to this point and why did she start her company, The World of Learning? Thank you, Ms. Conway. Please introduce yourself and let us know who you are and how did you get to this point?
I am Sandra Conway, and I'm very excited for the invitation to be a part of something I think is awesome. I have been excited for the last 40-something years to be in education, to support and build and watch teachers grow. I decided that now is the best time ever after so many years to start pouring back into our teachers, making sure they have all the support, all that they need to be the successful teacher that they dreamed of being. And I'm just excited to be here.
Thank you so much. So again, thank you, Ms. Conway. So Ms. Conway, new teachers are getting ready to come into the new year. They're all excited and geared up. And we know that what they learn in the classroom and what they've learned in their programs and in student teaching, they're going to be ready to implement it, but life is going to be there as well. And all of the children are going to come in bringing their lives with them. What is one of the things that they would need to do for a wellness check-in just going into the school year to make sure that they're okay?
Awesome. You're absolutely right. This is key for teachers to do a check-in of wealth and health and mental, even physical check-in, letting them know that they come first. They're important. Many times you hear in the airplane about the students explains about putting on your own mask first before you're able to help anyone else. That is key. That is critical in checking in with yourself. And being honest about it. Because if you have some things that you go to those resources, those people, those places that give you that support for your mental, for your health, for your physical, whatever that may look like, is key and it's important and you're working.
Absolutely. So what are some of the things that you would tell them for that emotional check-in to make sure that they're okay, that they just need to stop and do that mental checkup?
That looks like so many different things. One of the big ones is someone to talk to, someone to say, "Hey, I'm pretty anxious. We're going to start back up. Emotionally, I got some things going on," and then getting that feedback that, hey, just take a break. Make sure you're taking that vacation. Just take it slow down, and get some things in order. You might need to take some things out. Add some new things, but being having your emotions in check where you're at. If you're going through, if you've had a trauma or a tragedy or something that kind of startled you or whatever, and kind of you up this close to starting school, that's something to look at. How you feeling about that? Getting that conversation going with someone about your emotions and where you are checking in yourself.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that, because we all need someone to talk to. And they're all new teachers are going to have a mentor. So new teachers, we want you to know that a mentoring relationship is a two-way street. You don't just wait for your mentor to come to you. The mentor needs the energy to know that you are interested. So how would you tell them to check in with their mentor? What are some strategies for that?
Making it fun, making it like, let's go to lunch, let's work out, let's walk. And that'll get you relaxed and, take that edge off that, hey, it doesn't have to be something traditional or anything. However, make it purposeful, make it do it on purpose that this is my time. This is the time I set aside and designated to open up and share where I am with my mentor. And listening to that feedback is key. And then if it's Sometimes it's like, okay, give me something else. You have more than one strategy or thought on how to address your emotions with your mentor. Keeping in mind, this person has some experience, this person has something. They just see one thing, but this person has something that can help me keep me intact with, where I am.
Absolutely. That was very key, new teachers. I hope you heard that. She said, first, you need to open up and be honest with your mentor about where you are. Secondly, listen. Absolutely. Thank you so much. So once they understand where they are emotionally, they're checking in with their mentor and things like that. You discussed them actually knowing what they need and what they have. What does that tool check-in look like? And who should they access for that to check out what do they need in their toolbox to move forward and be a great teacher?
To have that solid toolbox, you cannot be assuming that you have everything. You may appear that you have all your tools and accessibility to your mentor, to your administrator, to whatever that looks like, but don't assume. You check and you recheck, just like we ask our children, check that book back one more time. Make sure you have everything. That's what a tool, the system of the tools are there for. If they're old, they might need to be replaced. You might need to go for new tools, new whatever. I'm stepping out, trying new things with Mr. Terry Ross. This is a new tool. This is something different. You can't be, you don't want to be worried or like, do I have enough? Dump that toolkit out and assess it, look at everything in here, and then go and even allow someone else to look at it. Hey, you know what? This is right here. You're gonna need a couple more support systems. You're gonna need there's someone to look at what you consider your tool.
Absolutely, because as a new teacher, you're not going to know what you need until sometimes that you encounter that. So it's important that you tap in with your mentor, that when you're in their rooms, that you're looking at what they have and what they're using, that you visit new teachers, because I was working with some new teachers last year and they were working on their bell ringer and do now that they do at the beginning of class. And I thought I had seen in another classroom where they had these already done. The district had made do nows and bell ringers that fit every lesson that teachers could just pull. And I was like, wow, this teacher has been in this classroom, like, I think at that point, about 6 months, creating this herself when that was a tool that the district had created. And if she had known to even ask her mentor or her mentor to tell her about it, that would have been so much better. So it's important that they tap in with their mentors, that they tap in with other teachers and see what they're using so that they won't be recreating the wheel. Absolutely. Thank you for that. So now they've done their emotional check-in. They've looked at their tools. They've gotten strategies for dumping it all out, looking at what they're again, check their list and check it twice. You mentioned another strategy to me called So Now What. So what is So Now What and how do teachers implement that?
Yeah, this is the big exciting one for me because remember, we have progressed from our check-ins, we're checking boxes, right? We're moving, we're on focus, and now, so what? So what? Where are we going from here? This is your time to make sure everything you want to be creative about, anything you want to avoid, anything you want to make or see visioning to see happen. So now what? That's going to be all things. So now what? What you working with? What you bringing different to the table? What's going to be that special aha? That the kids come in and see. So now what? That you can step back and everybody walk in and say, wow. That's important. That's key. You need to have everything ready to go. So now what? Now, from your head to your toes, you have your stuff together. You get confidence in you. With everything in there. And sometimes, once again, you have to have that support person, that support system to come in and say, before you, unveil and show it in you. Just wait a minute. Let's add this one real quick. It's a powerful, awesome thing to remind yourself from now on. Have I taken the advice? Have I listened to my niece? Have I done it? Things, not.
And out of all of that, what would you say is the one key thing that they really need to know in the so now what phase, so that when they gain all of that information, they can maintain and sustain?
I would say that I see that all of it, that is within that teacher and their company. Not real for you, not sustainable for you. Then you feel that would be the most important thing. Does it work for you? And
Uh-huh.
that package, it has to be straight for you. It has to be on point for you. And that's a big component because now we're doing hey, not sleeping anything on the wall, not looking at it for what it really is. And I would say that's the most important thing. It is right.
Is it right for you? Thank you so much. And really just stepping in and seeing where you are, because teachers, it's going to be uncomfortable in the beginning. And you might jump in and you fit right in. But I know my first year, I had a lot to learn. I did get first year teacher of the year for high schools in the district that I was in. That was very exciting. If they ask me how I did it because I looked up to teachers in the building who I saw that they were getting results. I said it when it was my planning period, I visited other teachers' classes. After school, I just went in and sat and talked to other seasoned teachers. And I was just all in. I was all in. And that's what it takes that first year. But when you put that time into planning, doing your emotional check-ins, making sure that your toolbox is staying full and sustained, and moving on with this, so now what? You can get good results in your first year. Now, I still had a lot to learn. I did not let that award go to my head because I knew very little about what I needed to do. But having that mentor and checking in with them and checking in with yourself are very, very key. So, Ms. Conway, what's some other advice that you would give new teachers to help them maintain and sustain?
Oh wow, set those goals. Set those goals. It could be for the day. It could be for the week. You have to be organized. You're setting your goals. Organization is probably hearing and watching. Organization is what is gas in your tank. If you have those organizational skills there, if you need help with organization, that's important just because of that. But making sure that your goals are clear, they're obtainable. Set those small ones at a time. And do not, one of the biggest ones is feel intimidated or overwhelmed that you are not the one because you are. Those little things like that make all the difference.
Yes, do not get overwhelmed. Take a step back. In your first year, you may have to take a step back, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that anything is happening. It means that you want to deliver the best to your students each day. So thank you so much, Ms. Conway. Do you have any other parting words that you'd like to share with our new teachers from the world of learning?
Okay, it's a big world out there, and there's so much to learn. Have fun, have fun, have fun.
Yes, if you're around children and you don't laugh out loud at least 3 times a day, you need to do a mental checkup. Because they are walking comedians and they don't even know it. But it's because they are discovering the world, and there's so much joy in watching your students discover and learn. So don't be so rigid. Some days your plans are not going to go the way you wanted them to do, but just know that you can pivot, and you don't have many tools to pivot with in the beginning. So that pivot may be just taking the conversation a little longer, because one of the things that new teachers do, and I see seasoned teachers do it a lot, is they do too much teaching,
right,
and not enough facilitating. Throw those questions out there and say, Terry, what do you think about this? And do you agree? And once Terry say something, say, now, Sandra, Do you agree with Tara or do you not agree? And then ask Sandra to talk. And the students are really learning now because they are hearing it from their peers in their own words. Absolutely. So thank you so much, Ms. Conway. This is exciting. We're going to have to do another one. I appreciate this. New teachers, remember, Ms. Conway gave you strategies for an emotional check-in, for a tool check-in, and so now what when you've done all of those things? So thank you, Ms. Conway. Make sure you send me your information. So if the teachers want to contact you or connect with you, it'll be in this podcast that they can do that. And again, thank you all for joining us on the National New Teacher Support Podcast, brought to you by New Teacher University. And I'm your host, Dr. Terry Ross. Teachers, this first year, make it your best year ever because you're creating the foundation for the rest of your career. Thank you.